Okay, well, it sounds like, or rather doesn't sound like, we have any audio for that last video. We are going to work on it and get it back to you in just a couple of minutes. So, in the meantime, I want to talk to you again about how you can donate to this incredible organization. You can go on Facebook and click the big blue donate button on our KSPHQ page. You can go to our website at ksphq.org and click the donate button on the website. You can text KSPHQ to 44321, or you can give us a call today until 7 p.m. at 785 841 9900. I'm being told that we can go right back to that video. So, again, we're going to start it over. Here's Meg and Monica.
Hi, I'm Monica Kurz, the Vice President for External Programming at KSPHQ.
And I'm Meg Fowler, the Program Coordinator for the Kansas Suicide Prevention Resource Center, which is housed in the KSPHQ.
And we are so excited to be able to share with you a little bit about the work that we do at the Resource Center to help prepare individuals and communities to better combat the really growing public health problem of suicide. But first, I just wanted to share a little bit. I have been involved at headquarters since the fall of 2005 when I went through the volunteer training program there. So I was on the phone for about 8 years, and then, did some other things that life put in my path, and rejoined the KSPHQ as a full-time employee about 3.5 years ago.
And I started at KSPHQ in the summer of 2018 as a clinical graduate intern. So I went through volunteer training and was on the phone for several months, and it came time for my internship to end and for me to graduate and move on. And headquarters couldn't get rid of me, so they hired me on as the program coordinator for the Kansas Suicide Prevention Resource Center.
Yeah, and I have to say that KSPHQ has been incredibly lucky to be able to expand the Resource Center with the addition of Meg, because it's really given us an opportunity to provide even more training and community awareness presentations and engagement to really help communities and individuals alike start to get a better idea of the part that they can play in suicide prevention. So one of the things that Meg does is that you're involved in the Kansas Prevention Collaborative. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Kansas Prevention Collaborative is a statewide coalition that's focused on networking with prevention coalitions that are placed across the state. And it really provides a unique opportunity specifically for our rural and frontier folks to get connected to education and resources for their communities. And these coalitions have all different prevention perspectives. So we focus on suicide prevention, mental health awareness, and substance use prevention as well.
Yeah, one of the things that I think is really cool about the work that you've done with them, Meg, is I think that we have both seen a really growing comfort level with the prevention coalitions and being able to talk about suicide prevention. Because I really think that, even though you and I talk about suicide prevention on a daily basis, that even saying the word suicide can be really tough for folks who are trying to do good work in their community.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that a lot of times folks think that suicide prevention is really only the business of folks who are experts in the field, right? Mental health professionals or suicide prevention experts. But really what we try to promote and what we try to spread across the state and into all these different communities is that suicide prevention really is everybody's business. Most of the time, what folks are really looking for is just somebody to listen to them, to hear their story, for someone to sit with them in their pain. And so that's really one thing we focus on is promoting that concept that you don't have to be an expert to have these conversations.
That's a really good point because like we talk about quite a bit, we have some data from the CDC that tells us that 54% of folks who die by suicide don't have a known mental health condition at the time that of their death. And so what that tells us is that we really have to build opportunities for folks who are not professionals to practice getting comfortable bringing up the topic of suicide prevention. And I really think that we have some good programs and have been able to work with some really good partners to get those opportunities to practice out to communities.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that even when we've gone and revisited communities that we've worked with in the past, there's um, a huge growth that I see in those communities, in the conversations that they're having, in the way that they promote mental health awareness and suicide prevention. So it's always really exciting to kind of go back and see the communities that we've worked in the past, and know that the work that we do in new communities really is making a difference and really is impacting the community in a positive way.
Absolutely. I think that one of the things that I hope our donors know is that every time they give to the KSPHQ, they're offering us an opportunity to provide a free training for teachers, or to do a free presentation in a community. It really gives us the flexibility to meet the needs of communities that reach out to us. And that's a huge gift. I don't want to take up too much more of folks' time. So I just want to share that this work is really important to me, and it's really important to me at a personal level. The reason that I wake up every day and do this work is because I am a suicide loss survivor. I've lost more people to suicide than I think that folks should really have to deal with. And I'm also somebody who lives every day with depression and anxiety. I'm someone who's experienced my own thoughts of suicide, and I know how important it is for me to have a partner and a support system that can talk to me about those things and who can watch for my warning signs. And so I really want to give folks the opportunity to learn how to do that for their loved ones as well.
That's really lovely, Monica. Thanks for sharing that. I think that this work is important to me for a variety of reasons. But something that I've grown to really identify, and why I love this work so much, is that I fully believe that suicide is preventable. I have a lot of hope built around going into communities and connecting with folks who may not generally have the resources to sit in a training or to have a conversation about suicide. It just gives me a lot of hope having those conversations, and I believe that they're life-saving and life-giving. So I feel incredibly lucky to be able to do the work that I do every day.
Same. And thank you for doing the work that you do, Meg.
Same to you.
All right. Thank you all.
Take care.
Thanks so much to Meg and Monica twice. Now we know that you are here with us watching and listening right now because you care about this cause, you care about this organization, and you care about your community who are all supported by the Kansas Suicide Prevention HQ. When someone makes a decision to kill themselves, 90% of people will attempt within the first 24 hours, and 60% will attempt within the first 15 minutes of making that decision. That's why KSPHQ provides counseling services 24/7, 365, because it's so important to be there in those first 15 minutes. I want to thank you all for joining me again today for our second hour broadcast. I do want to share a little bit of exciting news. We have a board member, Neil, who has pledged to match up to $500 in donations given during this entire nearly 24-hour broadcast. Once again, you can donate on Facebook, our website, you can text KSPHQ to 44321, or you can call us today at 785-841-9900. Thanks so much for spending this segment with me and for donating to this incredible cause with me today. I can't wait to come back to you at 3 p.m. with more ways that you can show your support. Thanks. See you soon.